Looking at Phillies, beating down Billy Bird asses, threats and slaps and masses. It's robberies the plan for our passes. Shit get drastic.
I'm better you bastard!
Popping up the soap and all that. Church robbing, I'm
better
the socks are here. Mosquito on my bitches. She looking around, counting my ones, thinking I'm riches.
That's the way he plays, play all day.
Every day.
By the way, if you're Johnny Nunez, you're at the right event. You know that. He's a New York staple. Johnny Nunez.
Man.
Somebody give Johnny Nunez an award. For anyone in the audience want on anything we've talked about or address specific people, we want to open up this democratic. This is town hall. This is a cultural council. It's not one way.
Kevin.
Dave. Yeah. Oh yeah. Corey. Oh, I'm sorry.
How you guys doing? Question I have for the panel. Obviously, hip hop was made up of four, or hip hop culture was made up of four pillars. One of which being the DJ. I'm very interested to see what the four of you have to think about where the DJ is headed in this realm of streaming and so on and so forth.
There's a DJ right here.
Nyla.
Where DJing is headed. You know, obviously the art has been diluted, just like the art of rap has and everything else. But not to say that it still doesn't exist. But I do think like it's so much easier to just put on a playlist, and people would rather do that. And I'm not mad at that. But I still think that DJs are important because you can book a bad DJ that can't rock the party, and then the party's dead. So the art is still important, but it's like, you know, and I think from every question that's been asked today, it's like it's a good and there's a bad to it. You know what I mean? So like, it's good that we have streaming and playlisting, and it's, you know, accessible for people to reach. But it's also important to make sure there are still good DJs out there for live events and things like that.
Can I add to this? Okay, because I was going to save this for my book, but I'm giving you this. Okay, so this is actual belief of mine, right? I believe that artists are creatives, right? They do things from scratch. They paint, they make a picture from paint, songs out of notes or words, writers, words, characters. They tell stories. I believe DJs are, that's primary, are in the same category as like music programming, right? And that category, I call it curators, right? And so there's creative and curators. Hey, I didn't make this up, but this is just what I believe. And the curator is not even a real word, probably. and Ian's in the room. I remember Joe Budden one day saying that podcasters were curators, and I was like, how? Right? He literally said this. So curators is secondary, right? A&Rs, DJs, music programming. You take already existing things, you tell new stories, and that's why creatives come to you. Because they want to be surrounded by the other stuff that they like. They want that discovery, that rediscovery, all those type of sensations. And that's what curators do. Marketing people are curators, right? You're telling a new story. Like, how do we flip the narrative? We see what you're trying to say, and that's very personal to you. We're going to get this to more people, one to many, right? So, DJs, the reason I never tried to DJ, I actually have Serato at home, right? But I'll tell you why I never tried, right? Because DJ is a different muscle than music programming or playlisting. Is DJ, you have to do real-time feedback. It's very risky. A&R is risky because you're doing it at the very early form. What I do, or what I've done traditionally, is there's already a lot of signals already leading up, so there's less risk. It's easier to take a risk because there's more signals to work with. So DJing is not going away as long as there are live events or humans and platforms like YouTube. I don't want to mention other, but things like Miska, there'll always be a platform where people want that packaging. But what DJs do is the 100 meters, right, in real time. Right? The feedback, dope or whack, it's in real time, right? And then what playlisters or music programmers on radio stations or music video channels is more long term. That's the 26 miles, right?
I got some thoughts on hip hop's evolution. I think for me, it's like when I look at hip hop, it's funny you bring a DJ like.
But here's the issue. And when I'm 37 years in, so with basketball, football, baseball, they all started somewhere. And now they're global brands. See, I don't think New York fell off. I think we birthed everybody. I think we gave, and we should be proud that the seeds that we planted around the world, that people wish they could be fucking rocking games. They wish they could actually be somebody that changed the whole neighborhood or changed the whole culture. And this is not to slight anything that happens around the world. But honestly, who won the championship in basketball? Gannon, is that them out? He's not from Milwaukee Bucks. He's not from where basketball started.
No, it's true.
He's not from where basketball started. It's like you want Jeff Bezos to still be in the garage. You want Rick and Russell to still be at the dorm. You want Zuckerberg to still be at the college. No, we birthed it. We gave people opportunity. We inspired people, and we still here. We just allowing everybody to get theirs. But ours is going to come when God gives us the opportunity to come. And all the things that you said about the neighborhoods, and all the things you said about Wikaki, we all that shit.
Yeah.
And I'm cool. I'm not even from here, but I've been here for 23 years now, and I know the essence. If you want the essence of hip hop, the essence of when Bezos was in the garage looking at that first book and say, "I can sell books." You only get that in New York, and you only get that from New York.
All right. Well, actually, you touched my favorite subject when you said Giannis is not from here. When you go to YouTube charts, you're gonna see Germany all top. It's all German rappers. The top in UK, all UK drill and grime and UK rap. They even have distinctions like Santan is UK rap, Stormzy is grime, so and so is drill. This one is Afro Swing, J Hot is Afro Swing, and then same thing, Argentine trap. You know what I mean? All these Afro trap in France, etc. And everyone is creating these worlds. And then, but here, and this is the reason why this is my favorite, is that two-way. Back in the day, if you remember, people never used to listen to down south. Well, they didn't play down south music on the radio until like Juvenile, Bone Crusher, things started to change a little bit. Is do you think that even America and its leadership in hip hop is not listening to UK rap or not listening or paying attention to the Afro trap? You think that's going to eventually catch up because they're building their own audiences and they used to only listen to music from here, right? I was one of those kids. I was in Zimbabwe. I listened to so much American music and wore Nikes, etc., etc. There was a nickname to call you Pepsi. You know what I mean? Like, this was a Pepsi. Like, you know what I mean? Because you were like so Americanized, etc., etc. Is that going to eventually happen? The same America. Talk about America. Yeah, and we'll be brief because we have a very important question.
I don't even know if that shit matters. Like, I say that because it's kind of piggybacking on what Kevin said. Like, it goes to this next round and then it becomes its own thing. And I remember like when Brian was like wearing all-American gear like Dizzy Rascal.
Yeah.
And I went over to London and was like, oh, I'm trying to dress like Skepta. Like, all right, let me go try to be like that. Like, it's kind of this back and forth. And I think the success of a region or a culture is independence. Like I love for them to care about what's going on in America, but I don't know. It's fun. I'm sorry. But it's like you watch these things, and I think the realest thing about what's going on in the UK right now is this departure from North American sensibilities, and then returning back to all the things that make them great. Same thing's happening down south in South America. And I think that that's ill. And so whenever it lands here, it lands here. The same way like records would land here in America in 2001 and it wouldn't even go overseas to 03, 04, and get it late. So like now we're in a position to get it late. And sometimes that should keep us humble, that should put us in our place. Or you know, it's all part of the ecosystem that I don't think is actually correct. I think it's healthy. I think it's healthy that there's stuff going on. Like I want to know about everything and I can't. And like, so when I get to it.
Yeah, but it's the lack of engagement for it to catch up.
It's definitely gonna catch
Yeah.
up if it hasn't already. I actually just interviewed this artist named AJ Tracy, who's from the UK. It's huge. It dropped this Sunday on Bloods and Trends, Star 105. Make sure y'all watch it. But so, and I was shocked because he's like, yeah, I grew up watching Rap City too, and you know he has this accent, and I'm like, wow, you watch that? I watch like you watch the same thing. So, but he on his album he has a song with Kalani, he has a song with T-Pain, and like we're at a point now where Afrobeats is even becoming like a very popular genre here too. So I think the international sound is inescapable. The same way hip hop being a popular sound is inescapable as well.
You know, so far, sorry, James, progress. See, I'm just a believer that, guys, hip hop's going to grow outside of New York. And there's a New York sound, and there was a down south sound, there was a West Coast sound, there was a Ohio sound, there's a UK sound, there's a French sound, there's a German. So we can't be the purists in a way where we're not proud to see that. Look at this guy, he's as big as Jay-Z in America, he is in London. We got to be proud of, like I always say, I don't go searching for guys that act and rap, sing like people here in the States. I want to go to culture.
Ralph McDaniel.
I believe the greatest
Ralph
rapper of all
McDaniels,
time has not been
DJ
born.
Premier.
I believe he has not been born because if you know what's happening in Africa, wait till he tell you this story. Walking 20 miles from the border, for education, his mother was rich for him, and wait till that story comes.
Could you give my new company Basecoin a shout out? Basecoin.
Big up to Basecoin, me and Johnny Nunez, old family.
What up, Basecoin?
And give a shout out to Russell Simmons, if y'all don't mind.
Big up to Russ, Uncle Russ, my homie from day one. Me and him the longest friends.
Jazz is
Love, bro.
like a legacy genre, right? Where it's not, it is the aging of hip hop.
That shit reflects. Holy shit. That shit blinded me.